Class is back. There is no whiteboard. I'm just going to kind of talk about the last video I made, which was a short, loops versus ladders. And what I want to talk about is the loops, which are like the patterns people get stuck in, and the ladders, which people can use to crawl out of their situation and use it as a staircase. So there's a couple different areas. The first one is going to be in the career, right? So a lot of the time I'll see people get out of college. They might get their first job. It could be like sales, right? And they go into this job, and then this is when the money comes in and you get comfortable. You get the apartment, you get the car, you start having fun, hanging out. But the thing is, they'll realize after some time, like, it's just comfortable. I'm not happy about it. I'm not excited. I might not have went to school for this. I'm getting frustrated, but it's hard to leave something when you have these bills and these responsibilities and the financial struggle, right? So people will kind of like stay within that, or they might quit and go to a competitor and do the exact same job. Like, hey, I'm frustrated with my supervisor. I end up putting in my 2 weeks and I go to the competitor across town and do the exact same thing, right? Now, a ladder would be like if I'm going to study for a certification or maybe even another degree outside of that job, or use my time on the weekends instead of going out partying to stay within that comfort loop, right? Work Monday through Friday, party Saturday, hungover Sunday, go back to work, do it all over again. I might use that time to build a business or apply to other jobs that I'm more passionate about, or start putting in the legwork, right? Taking interviews on my lunch break. So I'm using that job as a staircase. I'm not being stuck there. The next thing is going to be like with the mental health. A lot of this is draining on our mental health. So what I've seen is a lot of time people get in this mental health loop where they might beat themselves up or be negative toward themselves, and you'll hear it like with some of the humor people make when they make fun of themselves. They could be about their weight or something like that, and instead of like doing the steps to go in the gym and dieting, they just kind of stay within this loop of like feel bad, talk bad about myself, eat bad, stay within this loop, right? Or they might beat themselves up over deeper mental issues, and instead of like going to a therapist, kind of seeking out some counseling, they might kind of stay what they're doing, get off work, watch TV, self-medicate, a way to calm themselves and just do it all over again, unfortunately. So the mental health pattern could be even journaling, meditating, meeting with a therapist, using that time period as I'm not going to stay stuck in this dark forever, right? And then of course there's always relationships. People will go from relationship to relationship without actually doing any self-healing, bettering themselves. They might be on an app, which is like, an app is just basically a tool. But you'll see people be on there like a serial dater, just going from date to date to date to date. And it's the same situation. They stay within this pattern instead of working on themselves and seeing what's more aligned with what I want. What do I want out of my relationship and my love life? So that's what I would say is the big things I've noticed with the loops versus ladders. And it made me think about a quote I saw: what we don't repair, we repeat. So whatever we don't fix, we'll keep going through it in life. So I hope that helps per usual.